back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Lily, and my channel is a place where I share all of my healthy, vegan, mostly whole food, plant-based recipes with all of you. But today, I'm not showing you a specific recipe. I'm gonna take you along throughout my day and show you what I eat on a typical day. So this morning, I just woke up and went for a run, and it felt so good. I haven't been able to run in like 2 weeks, I think it's been. And so I have the morning off, and so I just went for a nice long slow jog, and so that's why I'm all sweaty. And so now I'm gonna properly fuel my body, and I'm gonna start off with a bunch of water. So, I did have one of my little chickpea chocolate chip cookies. I have the recipe for these. I'll link them down below. I had one of those. Buffy! I'm sorry, my cat's getting in the camera. I had one of those before my run as just some fuel. And so I'm gonna hydrate on all this water, go stretch, and then I will show you what I have for breakfast. So for breakfast, I'm gonna have a few of my staples that I have left over from last night because we had breakfast for dinner yesterday. And that's gonna be my tofu scramble, my breakfast sausage, but I did it a little different last night because I was out of chickpeas, so I used textured vegetable protein, and it was really good like that. And then I have some chocolate chip pancakes as well. So I'll show you guys what it all looks like, and I have all the recipes linked below in the description box. So here are the sausages. So this is my chickpea sausage recipe, except I use textured vegetable protein instead. And then these are my chocolate chip pancakes. I made a lot of them, and I made them small so that I could snack on them throughout the week. And then here is my tofu scramble. The only thing I did different this time is I added more veggie, so I actually added a whole zucchini in with this just to bulk it out a little bit more with the veggies. So I'm not gonna go crazy with pancakes because I'm trying to gain muscle, but I'm also trying to lose about 5 pounds of fat, hopefully. So I'm not trying to overdo it with the goodie stuff. So the pancakes, I'm gonna do 2 little pancakes. And I did make these with oat flour, so they're not that bad, but still, I do have carbs and starches from my sausages as well, and good protein. So I'm doing 2 of those. And then I'm gonna do a good few scoops of the tofu scramble. And after I warm this up, I'm gonna top my pancakes with a lot of fruit as well. So it is all warmed up, and I have 2 large strawberries I'm just gonna top the pancakes with. And then I have a lot of blueberries too. I'm just gonna throw those on top. Berries are so good for you, full of antioxidants, and they taste so delicious, especially on pancakes. And I am gonna drizzle on a little bit of maple syrup. I'm gonna try to do like a teaspoon on each pancake. There we go. I am gonna go enjoy this outside on my patio and have a nice morning. I may have a coffee later, but I might also just drink a bunch of water. So excited to eat this. Looks delicious. Oh my gosh. I sprinkled some fresh parsley on top of the tofu scramble because I have so much in my garden, and because I made it look pretty for the photo. So good. And check out the texture of this sausage with that TVP in there. Yeah. That looks good, doesn't it? So delicious. And I love chocolate chip pancakes. They're my favorite, literally. Mmm. Food just tastes so much better after a long run because you feel like you deserve it. So I can just enjoy it that much more. Talk to you later whenever I have lunch, which I have no idea what that's gonna be yet. Momo lurking in the background. A little garden update. My squash is going crazy. I definitely need something like some stakes or something so that it can grow up and not out. But it's looking really good and it's got lots of blossoms on it, so I'm really excited. But it's kind of growing into my, these are onions, no, there's shallots and garlic. So it's kind of like curling around those and latching onto those. The little curls are so cute. And then over here are my beets. My butter crunch lettuce is doing really great. I actually need to have some of that for lunch probably. And this is the red leaf lettuce. I haven't been cutting it back like I should, so I think I'm just gonna chop this whole stalk out today. Just cut it down. And then more onions and garlic and my chard. Something came and ate a lot of my chard, sadly, but I did eat a lot of it myself too, so hopefully it grows back well. My flowers are doing good, except for my hibiscus. They won't blossom anymore. Like, there's some blossoms on there, but they've been ooh, I spoke too soon. This one looks like it's about to blossom. That's exciting. My kale, not doing good at all. Something is eating my kale. Sad face. I don't know what it is, but I need to get some sort of like organic spray to spray on it. And then my peppers aren't doing the best either, I think because they're hidden behind everything else, so they're not getting the sun that they need, so I might need to rotate this. And my tomatoes were doing good, and I do have a lot of little tomatoes on the vines, but it's looking yellow down towards the bottom, so I'm not really sure what that means. And my herbs are doing really good. I just need to cut them back and actually use them, especially the dill. It's going crazy. So I literally just went and cut one of those stalks of lettuce, and so I'm just gonna tear all the leafies off and put it in this bowl and wash it really well. So I have to leave for work in like 20-ish minutes, so I need to whip up a quick and easy lunch. And I think I'm gonna make a grilled tofu and veggie sandwich with some of my lettuce from my garden. So I have 2 pieces of sourdough bread frozen, and I'm just gonna throw this in the microwave and then toast it up in the air fryer. So the sourdough is in the air fryer. For the tofu, I'm using this super firm tofu. It's the best in my opinion. You don't have to press it or drain it. And I am gonna put this on my nonstick skillet that I have preheated over medium heat. And I'm gonna throw on some bell pepper and zucchini along with that and just grill those, and they're gonna be delicious on the sandwich. I'm just gonna thinly slice the tofu. I only need a few pieces because it's just for one sandwich. And these are gonna go straight onto my pan. I'm just leaving room for my veggies as well. So I'm also just gonna cut off a thin slice of the bell pepper, maybe 2 actually. And it helps if you kind of like flatten the slices down just so that they grill more even. There's probably a better way to slice the zucchini, but you know, I'm kind of in a hurry. I'll also just press these down, get out some of those juices. Okay, so I'm gonna flip the tofu over. And I definitely could have marinated the tofu before in like some soy sauce or barbecue sauce, but like I said, I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I'm not gonna do that. So you just wanna keep pressing the veggies just to make sure they are flat, and it also helps them cook faster, and it releases all of their juices. So while the veggies are finishing up, I'm just gonna build my sandwich. On one side of the bread, I'm gonna do some guacamole. And on the other side, I'm gonna do some Dijon mustard. And the tofu is done, so I'm just gonna layer that on top of the avocado. And then on top of the tofu, I'm gonna do just a little bit of this sticky sweet barbecue sauce. On top of that will go my grilled veggies, my zucchini, which got nicely charred. And then my bell pepper, which also got nicely charred. And then I am gonna put on some of this lettuce from my garden as well. And I'm just gonna put that on the mustard side so that it kind of has something to stick to. And I like my sandwiches like smushed down, so that's why I'm smushing it. It makes them easier to eat, but it like forces all the flavors together as well. And there you have it, a delicious grilled veggie tofu barbecue sandwich, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just gonna take this sandwich to work and enjoy it because I'm not actually hungry yet. My breakfast was actually super filling and has really stayed with me, I think, because of all that protein from the sausage and the tofu scramble. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up and take it to work and eat it there. I will see you later if I have anything else to eat before dinner. If not, I'll see you at dinner. So I just got home from work and I don't have any veggies to eat for dinner. So sadly, I'm gonna have to go out to the store. So I am gonna have a banana to tie me over because I didn't have any snacks after I had that sandwich. So I'm just gonna eat this little banana and then I'm gonna head to the grocery store and see what I can get to make for dinner. So I just got back from the store and not gonna lie, it was a struggle. The line was so long. I went to self-checkout. They were actually, both lines were super long. But I literally stood in line for 30 minutes. I'm gonna saute up some of this yellow squash and I got some cauliflower, so I'm just gonna cook those down and then I'm gonna make it like a Buddha bowl type thing. And so I got some frozen rice. I'll just warm that up, and then I have some spinach and arugula mix greens, so I'll throw that in there, and maybe some sauerkraut and a nice drizzle of some sort of dressing. So that's what I'm thinking. So instead of sauteing the veggies, I'm gonna put them on a baking sheet and roast them. So I can just throw them in there and forget about them. So I've got my oven preheated to 400 degrees and I'm just gonna tear off little pieces of cauliflower. Cut it as needed. If you cut it too much, it starts to fall apart, so. And I'm just doing half the head of cauliflower. And then on the other side of the baking sheet, I'll have my squash. I'm just gonna kind of dice those. And I'll half it on the bigger side of the squash. The squash do dry out pretty quick, so I like to cut them a little thicker since I'm doing them with cauliflower, because the cauliflower will take a bit longer. This way they will kind of finish cooking at the same time. So to keep this simple, I'm just gonna sprinkle on some mild taco seasoning that I have left over from another recipe. So I'm gonna make these kind of like taco-y flavored bowls, I guess. And for the protein, I'm gonna add in a can of pinto beans. I'm just gonna warm those up. Go into the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes, and then I'll check them. And while the veggies are roasting, I'm gonna hop over here on the stove. I know I said I didn't want to use the stove top, but I forgot that I need a protein in the meal, so I'm gonna just warm my beans up over here on the stove and put in a little more of this taco seasoning mix and maybe some nutritional yeast, and I'm just gonna let those simmer down and kind of turn them into like a refried bean type thing, but I'm not gonna fully mash them. I think that'll be good. So I'll show you guys that. So here's my can of pinto beans. I'm just gonna rinse these really well, and then I will throw them in the pot. And like I said, I'm just gonna sprinkle in the rest of this taco seasoning. It's probably like a fourth a pack of taco seasoning. And then I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons worth of nutritional yeast. And these are like half a tablespoon, so I'll do 4 of these little guys. And I just like to toast the nutritional yeast. I think I've said it in another video, but it just adds like a nice cheesier, nuttier flavor when you toast it a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do, is just continuously stir these. You don't want it to burn, just for a few minutes. And the nutritional yeast also bumps up the protein of these beans as well. And then I'm gonna add in some pickled jalapeno juice. This adds a nice extra flavor to this. Might even use a little bit more. It's probably like 2 tablespoons worth. You can see they're getting a little mashed, but I'm still gonna leave some whole beans in there. And I'm just gonna turn them down to low. And I'll just let these go while our veggies are roasting in the oven. Next thing I gotta do is cook up the rice. So I'm just gonna be throwing this in the microwave. This is just some like basic frozen rice that I found, but the only ingredients is cooked rice. So when buying frozen rice, make sure there's no oil or sugar added. So this one says you can steam it in the bag. So I'm gonna put it in here for 5 minutes. Too easy. I'm just gonna add a touch of soy milk to these so that they don't dry out while they're sitting here. Just a little bit. And it'll help make them creamier as well. So while everything is still cooking, I'm just gonna chop up some of the spinach and arugula that I'm gonna be adding to the bowl. Trying to make sure I get my greens in. And I don't like big pieces of lettuce or greens, so I chop them small. Makes them easier to eat. And those are ready to go, so all I gotta do is wait on the veggies. The veggies are all roasted, time to build our bowls. I'm gonna start off with my greens. I'm gonna pour in some of this rice, about a cup of rice, and then some of these delicious pinto beans. And a bunch of the veggies. I have a few toppings, so I'm gonna put on some sauerkraut. This is just good for your digestion because it is fermented, so I try to eat this almost every day. I'm gonna do a few pickled jalapenos as well, and a few pickled onions. These are just really pretty and they taste good. And then I have some guacamole, and a little bit of salsa, which I'm gonna kind of put the salsa over the greens and a little bit of the rice. And there we have it, a delicious taco veggie packed Buddha bowl. Sometimes a quick and easy dinner is just the way to go, and it doesn't have to make sense. Just make sure that it's healthy and it tastes good, and you're good to go. So let me give this a little bit of a bite. Get some of that squash. I love squash right now. Such a good combo. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna mix it all up and eat it like that. If you made it to this point in the video, comment down below and say whether or not you like your food mixed together like this, or if you're the type of person that has to eat it all separately. Thank you so much for watching what I ate throughout my day today. I hope that some of my meals gave you some recipe inspiration and just gave you some ideas as to what you can eat while you're on your whole food plant-based journey. As always, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you and all of your support, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye.